was New Orleans as good as New Orleans looked, or was it because Green Bay was so bad?
See, and that's what's hard to decipher because, yeah, Jameis looked good for the little bit for what he did, but, I can't recall a game where I've ever seen Aaron Rodgers play that bad. So, it's hard to really decipher what we saw with New Orleans. Yeah, they manhandled Green Bay, but Aaron Rodgers was terrible. I mean, he threw 5 interceptions all of last year and threw 2, in the game in a half, on Sunday. So I'm going to go with my gut. Jameis always has never let me down when he falls apart. So that's why I'm taking Carolina this week.
Yeah, we talked about that Thursday a little bit about how much the maturity of that quarterback picked up after hanging around with Drew Brees for a year, because Drew Brees didn't beat himself very often, did he?
No, he sure didn't. And, he actually flat out won the job, which a lot of people didn't think he was going to be able to do. So, he obviously impressed that coaching staff in New Orleans, and and it wasn't the easiest thing for them. They give up a home game. They play in Jacksonville because of the hurricane, and they went out and just laid a whooping on Green Bay. But I like what I saw last week in Carolina, so that's why I'm sticking with them this week.
Yeah. So what would you say in week 1 was your biggest takeaway for anything?
The overreaction by people, come Monday. Watching people just overreact to what they saw. I mean, let's be honest. I think Aaron Rodgers is probably going to be just fine. I don't know that New Orleans sustains this. A lot of teams that were favorites that lost, they're going to be just fine. Probably, even more so than Green Bay was the whooping that Tennessee took from Arizona. They looked fantastic as well. Tennessee is a team that was picked to win their division, possibly contend for Super Bowl, and they looked absolutely lost and terrible Sunday.
Murray is like having a video game controller, isn't he? Watching him play?
He is. He's great to have if you have fantasy. It's hard to like him if you have his running backs in fantasy. But, yeah, it's unbelievable the things that little guy can do.
And he does. He looks like a little guy out there.
He's a tiny fella, but that stigma that Drew Brees and Russell Wilson helped break about short quarterbacks, he's definitely carried on. That it doesn't matter. You can go out there and still be a hell of an NFL quarterback, and I mean he's been impressive so far.
Hey, you know more about personnel and stuff. Where's Josh Rosen right now? Do you know?
He is sitting on the bench he was cut by San Francisco. He's sitting on the bench. Oh man. He's sitting on the bench somewhere. I heard it the other day. I was like, oh, wow, Josh Rosen's there now, huh?
That would be a good question if Aaron Rodgers does Jeopardy again.
If anything turns out like last Sunday, maybe that's what he should be doing. He looked so disinterested, and I don't know if the drama of the offseason got to him and he was just out of sorts. It's a different type of year. Preseason's a little different. We got 17 games, so he looked disinterested. It was the best way I could probably put it for last Sunday. He looked very disinterested.
Yeah, we watched the game, and that's an excellent adjective. All right, so when we get back from break, we are going to look at a couple more games where the Easy Sports data trends are showing there's some headbutting going on, and something's got to give on to be determined. Atlanta was one of my few losers last week, and talk about having that team wrong.
Yeah, I thought, Philadelphia's another team that was kind of in flux with the new quarterback and Jalen Hurts. And, they had a lot of players move on, and they came out and looked like world beaters against Atlanta. Atlanta looked terrible on Sunday.
All right, so let's look at this game. So we got a Tennessee team that the last 7 times they've been on the road, 6 of the games have gone over, and they're going to Seattle, where the last 6 home games for Seattle, 5 have gone under. Something's got to give, Mo. Talk to us.
Well, you would think that a team like Tennessee wouldn't come out and put out another terrible performance, but, that's not an easy trip to Seattle. Definitely not an easy trip to CenturyLink Field. And Russell Wilson and that Seattle team looked pretty good against the Indianapolis Colts on the road last week. Derrick Henry, normally, Tennessee Titans control that offense, and last week they couldn't do anything. I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable how Arizona manhandled them. Chandler Jones, 5 sacks in the first half.